Hi everyone, welcome to UKAdventure. Today we're going to review Longleat Safari Park, which is in Longleat Village in the southwest of England. Now Longleat is the UK's #1 safari and the drive-through roughly takes between 2 and 3 hours. And really quickly, before I begin to discuss the safari, I just want to say this place gets a huge 5 stars from me. Out of all the safaris I've done in the UK, this was by far the best. Now when you pull into the grounds of the park, the driveway is huge and takes a good few minutes to even get to the check-in desks. But the drive is absolutely stunning, driving past this huge English stately home. You can also get out and wander around the grounds. There was a lot of people having a picnic on the grass. And we also passed a few of these cosy cottages on the grounds. They're guest cottages you can actually book to stay in, which I thought was really cool. And the rest of the drive is just really scenic and beautiful. Now they really do have everything here, guys. One of the first animals you see on the drive is the giraffes. There are quite a few giraffes here, all happily roaming around and interacting with the cars up close and personal, which was brilliant. Other animals you can get really up close and personal with are the zebras, ostriches and my absolute favourite, the monkeys. Now I know there are a lot of safaris in the UK that don't actually have monkeys due to the amount of damage they cause to people's vehicles, but I've got to say this was my favourite part of the safari. There are so many signs warning you that the monkeys will damage your vehicle, and there is an option to take an alternative route if you want to skip this part. But I'd say out of the 10 cars that were in the monkey section with us, I'd say at least 3 of them came out with broken parts of their cars. As you can see from this clip here, the little guy in front of us completely snaps the antenna off the vehicle. So yeah, if you've got an expensive car, I'd definitely think twice about doing this section. The monkeys are almost guaranteed to jump on your car. It's a brilliant experience, especially if you've got a sunroof like us. They are really cheeky and will happily sit on top of your cars as you drive around. I also noticed quite a few babies in this section hanging off their mothers, which was adorable. But honestly guys, this section is just the best. The monkeys are so cheeky and so entertaining. I could have happily sat in this part all day. So we then drove through to see the Bactrian camels, and we wound down the window and managed to stroke this beauty. Although I would only wind down the window if the signs allow you to, guys, as even some of the safer looking animals might take a nip at you. But we actually managed to touch this guy and give him a stroke, so that was a great experience in itself. Now this is Anne the elephant, and she actually spent her whole life as a circus elephant and has come here to comfortably retire in Longleat Safari. She has a beautiful home here to meet her special requirements, and they do warn you beforehand that Anne chooses to spend a lot of time indoors due to her needs, so unfortunately for us we didn't get to see much of Anne. However, I think it's a lovely story that she gets to live the rest of her life here away from the circus in good hands. And just to quickly replay that snap that we got of Anne here, unfortunately that is pretty much all that we got to see of her. Now I'm not going to completely spoil the entire safari for anyone thinking of going, so here's a quick glimpse of some of the other amazing animals we saw on the drive. Now guys, I do believe the giraffe, the lemur and the zebra sections, there is actually a walking safari which has a watering hole. This allows you to get up close and personal with the animals, but unfortunately due to COVID and all the restrictions, this part was sadly closed during my visit. Now onto the tiger territory. We saw 2 tigers in this part, Mom named Yana and Dad named Red. They're both 4 years old and have 2 cubs running around in the enclosure, which we unfortunately couldn't spot. Now I've seen other people's videos on here of tigers roaming around in front of the cars. Unfortunately this didn't happen during our visit, but I was still very impressed with how close we got to the tigers nonetheless. Then on to the lions. These guys were all fast asleep, I think due to the heat that day. Every single one of them was napping, but fortunately for us they were napping very close to the road, so we still managed to get a really close glimpse of them, which was great. Now moving on to the walk-in section of the park. You can do this before or after the safari drive-through. They've got loads of different food stands, cafes and facilities, along with a fantastic walk-through zoo, which I'm now going to show you. This is one of the best I've personally seen. So this is the Jungle Kingdom part of the park, filled with more animals that you're able to get up close with, animals that wouldn't necessarily be suitable for the drive-through safari. And without a doubt, my favourite part was the walk-in meerkat experience. Look how close we got to these little dudes. We managed to watch this one eating his dinner. We knelt down and got really close to him. This was all free and part of the ticket, which was unexpected and a great addition. Now although you can get really close to these little guys, you're not actually allowed to touch them, but honestly we could have just sat there and watched him all day. He was so beautiful. So this is Koala Creek, one of the newest parts of the park, which is home to some gorgeous southern koalas. These guys have travelled the furthest and they've got an indoor and outdoor section. I was quite surprised myself to see the koalas, as no other park in Europe actually exhibits koalas, which is pretty amazing in itself. Again, I'm not going to spoil everything they have to offer here, guys, so here's a quick glimpse of some of the things you'll also find in the park. If you take into account the safari drive-through as well as the on-foot zoo, Longleat really is a whole day adventure, so I definitely recommend starting your adventure here as early as you can get booked in for. Now they also have a humongous child's adventure play area as well as a train that runs through the park regularly, which is free and covers a huge part of the park. Another really cool and random part of the park is the UK's largest hedge maze. Now I think you do have to book this at the moment because of coronavirus, but it's 1.5 miles long and looks really fun. And finally I'm going to end on this gorgeous gift shop which was called Nature's Kingdom. Pretty much just your standard gift shop to end your trip. We bought a miniature teddy and a bracelet which came to £9. I don't think that's extortionate considering it's the UK's #1 safari. And again, the drive out of there is just beautiful and scenic, and you get to pass that beautiful stately home again. But honestly, this place gets a huge 5 stars from me. The main factors that did it for me were A, the size of the place, B, the random features such as the meerkat walkthrough and the up close experiences, and C, the fact that this place is not just a safari, it's an entire day out with so many different things to do, like visiting the stately home, walking around the scenic grounds of the park, and the variety of places to eat. I would 100% recommend. Thanks for watching this video, and if you are an adventurer from the UK or you're planning to visit us, please like and subscribe for inspiration and ideas on places to visit. I post regular videos including shorts of free things to do in the UK, so road trippers and thrill seekers hit subscribe.